Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. The world is at a divisive state at the moment. As you guys probably know, politicians, the economy, but most importantly, the meta is screwed. Fucked right now. Like, legitimately, if you see Inferno Dragon in a deck, and you're not thinking why the hell isn't in a fucking competitive deck, there's something wrong with the goddamn meta. Like, Inferno Dragon is viable. Let me repeat that again. Inferno Dragon is viable. I never thought I'd say this. I thought Supercell implemented that card to look cute. Oh my lord. The meta is really shaky at the moment. What better time to make a tier list than in a shaky meta? So, a lot of competitive events have been going down recently. CCGS, ESWC, GamerG, and like a lot of weird things have happened, such as Nem Sensei winning a competitive match for thousands of dollars with Sparky Tornado, and then Oxley winning a competitive match against CMC Hugh of all people with Giant Skeleton. Just let that marinate, let that sink in. Jesus Christ, we're in for a weird ass tier list at the moment. As always with tier lists, these lists are volatile and subject to change. Like, use this as a guide, don't like use it as a dictation of what's good, because a lot of people, like, they'll just copy only what's good in a tier list and they won't be creative. Like, decks are made through synergy, through love, through passion, through cancer, especially if there's graveyard. So just remember that just because it's on low tier doesn't mean that it's not possible to use it in competitive play. Sparky, god damn it, Nem Sensei is a god. Man, I need to make a shrine for him. He legit won a competitive match with Sparky. And likewise, a high tier card isn't necessarily good in all decks, but usually it will be good in most meta decks. That's why it's on a high tier. And this tier list is based on tournament standard and competitive play. Really, that's where the game is centered on, and that's how balancing centered on. So of course, if you don't see Elite Barbarians and Royal Giant in S tier, I don't want to see some shit in the comments like I see that level 13 every single time of the day. We're not doing that crap. We're talking about grand challenges. It's disgusting down there. You don't want to go in there. A lot of cards have been changed around recently. Some top tier cards were sent to the Shadow Realm, and some other cards rose to the top. And really, this entire meta is based around bridge spam. Bandit, Battle Ram, and Night Witch. The combo in which it's a very offensive meta at the moment, where they're gonna drop a shit ton of offensive troops at the bridge, hence the name bridge spam, and then penetrate you hard. You will not see it coming. Your body won't be ready. Bandit, Battle Ram, and Night Witch are very easily punishable. They're not punishable. They're good at punishing, and really they provide too much value for what they're worth. So the meta is really centered around that, and whether or not you can defend that, your deck is probably going to be more meta. So let's go into the tier list. First, we have S to F. These are the tiers, and the S tier is the cards are way too strong. I don't want to even talk about them. They're absolutely disgusting. Supercell may need to do a haircut or a nerf. These cards definitely deserve a nerf or like a rework, and they benefit entirely from the meta and or are overpowered. So let's start off with the S tier cards: Bandit, Night Witch, Electro Wizard, and Graveyard. So you might be saying, why is Bandit S tier? Simply because she provides too much value for 3 elixir. She was ready finding a spot inside the meta. It was like peekaboo, right? Like, she's like looking in, she's like going out, and she's going in, and you know, when she was introduced, she was actually very good. Like, I haven't found one top player that said Bandit was a bad card. Bandit was very solid, and she found an immediate niche inside Minor Poison. And then Supercell, just because they don't see immediate results, similar to before, they didn't see immediate results with the Minor way back in the day, and they buffed him way too much. They did a little buff to Bandit, and that pushed her over the edge. She just provides so much elixir for 3 elixir. So much value for 3 elixir. She's 3 elixir. Because of her mechanic, she will always provide value on offense, just as much value on defense, and that's never good for a card that's just 3 elixir. She just provides too much value, and on offense she's quite literally unstoppable. Like, her speed allows her to phase through things, and that effectively makes it possible for people to not deal with her. And then she immediately charges through tower. Even at 1 HP, you need to deal with her. And that's incredibly powerful for the bandit, and especially paired up with other offensive troops, it becomes overwhelming, and suddenly you have a push on offense that will generate more value than it will on defense. And that's just completely game breaking, because of the fact that this game was designed that you could gain more value on defense, or else if offense was overpowered, then people would just do right lane rushes all the time. Night Witch is so broken, I don't know what to talk about it. Like, her stats are godly, and the summon and death bash just like quickly add up in value. So you guys probably know why Graveyard Electro Wizard is OP. Those 2 cards were in the meta for a long time. Now let's go to the A tier cards. These cards like are very solid. They're not game breaking as S tier cards, and they might not be overpowered, but they're very flexible and can fit in a lot of decks, and they're very good against the S tier cards and the bridge spam meta. So the A tier cards are Archers, Baby Dragon, Battle Ram, Dark Goblin, Elixir Collector, Fireball, Giant Goblin Marrow, Guards, Ice Golem, Ice Spirit, Inferno Dragon, Night Log, P.E.K.K.A. Poison, 3 Musketeers, Tombstone, and Zap. So A tier cards, Archers. So they're still, I'm just gonna talk about, I'm not gonna mention every single card, I'm just gonna talk about some more notable cards. So Archers are the most solid and all-around counter graveyard, and because there are multiple of them, there's 2 Archers, they're gonna withstand Bandits, Battle Ram, all these mini tanks, and like high damage, high pressure cards are in the meta because of bridge spam. They're pretty easily stopped by Archers. They're the best like control card, and they're well balanced, and Graveyard is still insanely good at the moment, so Archers is good at that as well. They're probably the best like counter to Graveyard, like the most solid. Of course Dark Goblin is better, but Archers is probably the most standard. And then we have Battle Ram. So that's part of the combo bridge spam. Night Witch, Bandit, and Battle Ram. The Assault and Battle Ram. The pencil. And staying true to itself, the pencil is still number 2. It's not as good as Bandit and Night Witch because of the fact that by itself, it's not that good. It's very good in conjunction with other offensive troops, but as you saw before, Battle Ram didn't really get buffed. They removed his buff from the balancing, and the only reason why Battle Ram is doing so well in the meta is because of all of the other offensive options. And when you have Battle Ram, which is already incredibly powerful and provides a lot of pressure with its rush ability, and not only that, it provides extra offensive value by turning to Barbarians. The Battle Ram paired with other things such as Bandit and Night Witch, strong offensive options, turns it into very good, but by itself it's not that good, so that's why it's in A tier. Dark Goblin is perfect to snipe out bats, and the Night Witch with its fast attack speed, especially Graveyard as well. And with the long nerf and the higher zap usage, Dark Goblin is going to be a better log bait option than the recently nerfed Goblin game. So that's why Dark Goblin is A tier. Elixir Collector. Although in this meta, it's a very offensive and punishing meta, I'm gonna repeat this shit a lot in this video, so just put that in the back of your brain. It's vulnerable to bridge spam to punish a 6 elixir investment such as Elixir Collector. However, on the flip side, the Elixir Collector is also a necessity for beefer decks such as 3 Musketeers and P.E.K.K.A. in this meta to keep up with the constant bridge spam and to gain elixir advantages from that. So Elixir Collector is still A tier. Fireball and Poison, medium spells are better inside this meta because of the fact that bridge spam and mini tanks are so popular, and if you drop a giant 6 elixir spell like that, you're going to be punished by bridge spam immediately, especially on a counter push. So Fireball and Poison are making a comeback, and they're probably better than Lightning and Rocket in this meta, but generally find a spell that fits your deck and your archetype. Zap and Log, Usually there's have always been a 2 elixir spell in the S tier rank, but because Supercell decided to nerf both Zap and Log in recent times, they both moved down to A tier, and they're now pretty good balance and equilibrium. Zap provides instant cast time, so you're gonna see Zap actually use just as much as Log, or even more now, and it allows better dynamic offensive pushes because of its instant cast time, so it works well with bridge spam. However, Log is still really flexible and really good, and because Log did get nerfed, you're gonna see a bunch of spell bait, and Log at the end of the day, you want to put it inside your deck to counter spell bait. It's the best counter. We have Guards and Tombstone next. Guards are another option for Graveyard, and they're good against bridge spam and defensive options and against P.E.K.K.A, so they got really meta at the moment. They're probably very hard to deal with. They're good against Bandit, they're good against Battle Ram. And we had the Inferno Dragon. Inferno Dragon is A tier. Just the one little buff by Supercell actually turned our Inferno Dragon pretty good, because Ewiz is not that popular at the moment, and although Zap is popular, Ewiz is its hardest counter, and because of Bandit and Night Witch, you're gonna see a bit less Ewiz, even though it's still very good. And Inferno Dragon is actually better than Inferno Tower in the current meta, because like I said, it's offensive meta. Inferno Dragon is better on the counter push. And with its newer buff, Inferno Dragon does feel viable at this moment. 3 Musketeers, original combo with bridge spam. Recently people took it out of bridge spam so that they could do even more bridge spam, which is so disgusting, to be honest. That's what they do in every goddamn broken deck. But it benefits largely from all the mini tanks being meta and from the newly introduced heal spell. So let's move on to the B tier. So used right, these cards will make great elixir trades, but they do suffer a bit from being countered by popular cards and some like other reasons. And B tier cards and A tier cards are usually interchangeable. It really depends on what is meta and what the S tier cards are at the moment. So here are the B tier cards: Balloon, Bats, Cannon, Executioner, Fire Spirits, Goblin Gang, Goblins, Golem, Inferno Tower, Lava Hound, Lightning, Lumberjack, Mega Minion, Miner, Minions, Musketeer, Princess, Rocket, Skarmy, Skeletons, Tornado, Expo. So Bat and Minions, they pale in comparison to the value of Night Witch, and they're really stopped on defense by a bunch of spells, so bridge spam can easily get past those troops. Skeleton and Goblin Gang also face that because they're generally weak to troops, and especially with their new nerfs, like they strike them hard. Like, god damn, it's like the depression for those two cards. I feel bad for them. They used to be so high tier, and now they're like practically S tier. Now they're like they put on a low tier now in the B tier. Like, they lost their job. Feels bad, man. Pray for the Skeletons and Goblin Gang. Pray for the dudes. 2K17. Expo is in B tier at the moment because the meta is pretty offensive and it's pretty punishing, and Expo can't really break through. Mega Minion doesn't have the proper stats ever since Supercell nerfed them, and right now you definitely need the proper stats to be able to defend the offensive meta. Tornado and Executioner, they're only seen in fucking conjunction with each other. Like, they're like best buddies and shit. Like, they got it going on. No hetero though. I'm not assuming Tornado's gender, okay? And although they're decently a good counter to Night Witch, their Tornado nerf was actually hit pretty heavy against their Tornado and Executioner. Lightning and Rocket, like I said, medium spells are better in this meta. And let's move on to C tier. These cards are pretty much crap. That's what C stands for, crap. They're not really good with other cards, but sometimes they can be okay. The C tier cards are Arrows, Barbarian Hut, Bomb Tower, Bowler, Elite Barbarians, Furnace, Giant Skeleton, Goblin Hut, Hog Rider, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Mini Horde, Mortar, Prince, Royal Giant, Valkyrie Witch, and Wizard. So Bowler, you guys probably questioning it. Bowler has fell out of favor for a long ass time, mainly because it doesn't target air, and Night Witch is really popular at the moment. The Bastard's just gonna kill it. It's only seen with Graveyard, and only with Splash Yard specifically, and that hasn't been popular yet. It's dying off, and it's pretty useless without Tornado. So Bowler as a 5 elixir investment is not that valuable at the moment. Bomb Tower and Giant Skeleton used to be lower tier, but now they're good defensive stops for large pushes. They're not that versatile, but you know, recently they've seen some competitive play. Witch and Wizard, decent splash options. They used to be worse than a bowler, but of course now they hit air, and with Witch's new buff, they're definitely not too bad at the moment. And now we're moving on to the D tier. The D tier. Basically, they're a waste of game data. Like, the D tier is like pretty bad. They have bad stats, just bad counter, or like a bad design. So let's look at the D tier. We have Barbarians, Bomber, Clone, Dark Prince, Ice Wizard, Mirror, Rage, Sparky, and Tesla. So you guys probably think that Clone, like Mirror, and Rage probably should be like F tier and not even D tier, right? But they're actually not that bad, because they do have some niche roles, such as like Rage does work well with like spawning troops such as Night Witch and Witch. And you know, Clone works well with Night Witch as well, and it works well with Lava Hound. Mirror does work with Golem Arrow, so you've been seeing them in somewhat gimmicky decks, but you know, they found their own niche. The other cards are self-explanatory. Barbarians, Bomber, Dark Prince, Ice Wizard, and Tesla haven't been good in a long time. Sparky, I'm just gonna put him in D rank just because of them Sensei took out that guy with Sparky in CCGS. Oh my lord, what has the world come to? We're in a deep troubling time at this moment. And F tier, saving the worst for last. Disgusting. I'm not even gonna talk about them. Actually, no. You know what? They need their minute in the limelight, because they're never gonna get it. Seriously, might as well just chop this card away and nobody will notice. Like, I don't even know where they are inside when I need to make a deck. And we're talking about Spirit Goblins. So they might say, oh, Spirit Goblins worse than Sparky? Really? Because Spirit Goblins has no role. If you're gonna find a 2 elixir card, either you go down to 1 elixir card, such as like Skeletons or Ice Spirit, or go up to Archers or Musketeer. No one's gonna use Spirit Goblins. Spirit Goblins are shit. You can use Goblin Gang, you can use Goblins. There's so many different substitutions for Spirit Goblins, and the fact that Spirit Goblins, it's just basically a waste of 2 elixir. Like, you're gonna find it in a municipal garbage dump. I'm not even kidding. Like, people are bagging on Sparky all the time. At least Sparky provides some type of value. Okay, I feel bad now. I feel like I'm just going on Spirit Goblins. But anyways, guys, hopefully you see a difference in the gameplay inside this video, because I just got an Elgato for lagless quality gameplay. Comment down below. Like, don't rag on me for like if you didn't see like your favorite card inside the high tier. Like, no offense to all these cards, okay? Like, these are just like the pure fact at this moment, and you don't really have to follow it. These are my opinions. I did make a Reddit post as well, so if you guys want to see the text version of that, it will be in the description down below. And yeah, guys, like, if you guys don't really agree with me about like these tier lists, just tell me in the comments down below, and I could like tell you about like what I think and so forth. And yeah, guys, so see you guys in the next video. We just picked out the best cards. The best cards. We top tier, boys. I see you guys in the next video. Peace out. The moment when every single card inside your deck is top tier. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.